I try to picture myself here thinking, I have nothing better to do with my time that I would want to manufacture indignation and drama and go down to a statue or a monument of somebody from 100, 200, 300 years ago that did something significant and take it down because at that time, something was common that might be offensive today. It's like you have you have some growing up to do, man. Like you have some serious thinking to do about your position in the world and your life, but I don't see that changing too much, man. Like I see more and more of that happening. I see more and more guys transitioning into that sphere, like into that space, and it's real tough to watch. I'm more of the kind of like sit back and let it burn sort of mentality at this point. I know you mentioned that video that if you didn't have kids, you'd be up in the mountain doing that right now, but I just take care of my inner circle and I just say, all right, look, here's the facts as I see them. You know, hear the opinion of the mainstream media, hear the opinion of the school system, hear the opinion of teachers and your peers, but don't be sheep. Don't be
Yeah,
sheeple.
Rich, it's I kind of did a little rant, I guess, on a video, kind of half joking, just pissed off at Gavin Newsom for what he's been doing in California, and I kind of teased about running for governor.
Mhm.
In that video, I mean, I got so much support, and I was like, wow. It was almost, I was started thinking, like, I remember a interview by Donald Trump on Oprah years ago, few decades ago, and she'd asked me if he'd ever run for president. He said, you know what? I really love what I do. Probably never would ever run for president, but if the country got that bad, then I'd maybe consider it. And I remember that interview. And then I started thinking to myself, I would never want to be in politics. I'm not politically well versed. But seeing the people that are running these countries, these states and cities, I'm like, shit, any idiot can do it, obviously. And then I just kind of made that video about running for governor of California. People were like, please, Aubrey, run. Please, Aubrey, run. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm about 90% sure that I want to run in 2022 against this guy. I mean, we need more men, real men. It's not these beta males having just infiltrated our streets and tearing down our statues. They're in our government.
Oh, yeah.
They have no backbone. They have no balls. They have no conviction. They're being told what to do by the powers that be, behind the curtain, and they're just puppets. And we need more men in there like Donald Trump, who doesn't give a shit, has his own money. He's not a politician who will actually, what he's trying to do is drain the swamp. And that's why we have all these crybabies right now. He's on to everybody. And these leftists behind the scenes goons and elitists, they're fighting back, and they're using this dumbed down social justice warriors that have been growing up in the participation trophy generation to do their dirty work.
Yeah. I wonder though, because I look at, your president right now is Donald Trump, and he's about as alpha as they come, and he can't even get much done. He's constantly Stonewall. He's constantly fighting to, to pass legislation, law, and get things, moving in the right direction. But, I did some lobbying a couple of years ago, around 2013 or 2015 here in Ontario with Queen's Park with the provincial government. And I found I got nothing done. And I had the right approach, the right agenda. I had the right argument to prove that the legislation that the big banks were trying to pass was going to be harmful to the Canadian consumer. They didn't want to hear it, man. They just wanted to go with what would preserve their seat in Parliament and their job. They don't really care about the public in general. All they care about is themselves and preserving their seat in that job as long as possible in their retirement and everything else that comes along with that. So, it's a virtuous fight to push.
We got to get term limits. That's the bottom line. And we've had people like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, all these guys here that've been in government for decades now.
It's crazy.
It's just how can you justify that? And these people come into politics and they come out and I'm talking multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
How does that happen on your salary, right? Nobody puts this together. Like Obama's came in, right? Obama I think he was worth maybe $1 million, him and his wife. If indeed Michelle is a woman. but
let's call her a woman.
Yeah. And then they come out of this thing, out of his presidency, like net worth of over $40 million, brand new house in I think at a Hamptons or something. I'm like, how does that happen on a presidential salary? I know you have your speaking gigs, but you don't make $40 million on public speaking. So, you got to ask yourself, where's all this money coming from for these elitists, right? And Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just so corrupt, and that's why we're seeing such pushback right now. It's no it's no coincidence that all this started happening in 2016. You know, when Donald Trump was elected president. It's connect the dots.
Mm.
You know, everything's quiet with the status quo with Obama and you know, Clinton back in the day. You know, everything's okay. Nobody sees the shade that's going on behind closed doors. It's real evil, but when the evil gets confronted and then somebody comes in that's not a career politician that has seen this from the outside in, you know, I get this all the time. Like Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, he did when he was younger and lived basically 3 doors down in West Palm back in the day. And yeah, he's been to his house. He's got pictures with him. But once I think Donald Trump knew what he was into, he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Basically told him, you're not welcome here anymore. He outed Epstein.
Mm.
So Donald Trump has seen all this corruption over his lifetime, being the billionaire he's been. And now he's over it. He's sick of seeing what has happened to America, and he's fighting back against all these guys. And that's why we're seeing the hissy fit.